feel free to give me a smooch or two. Or if you're feeling a little more frisky, go ahead and kill me.
I want to punch you in the face. I'm not going to, but I want to.
Thank God.
And I've got something for you right here.
She's got a gun!
It's a letter, Lisa.
Hey, I just gotta get your vitals, okay? How you feeling?
A patient arrived to the ER concerned that she swallowed an ice cube and hadn't pooped it out yet. Why would you even think that an ice cube would come out your butthole like that? To her credit, she could see the corn. Why not see the cube? The real concern, how often does she poop out ice cubes to notice this? Irate patient upset that he paid good money and we gave him his CT and X-ray images and they were black and white. What are you expecting, sir? I replied, "Excuse me, sir, are your bones colored?" He looked confused, thought about it and said, "I guess not," and immediately walked away content. I was a department hero that day. Wow, that is all it took to convince him. Maybe he secretly knew, he just needed a reassurance.
Code blue! Patient's heart's not beating! Someone page the doctor and get me a crash cart! We need more blood! Ugh.
Emergency room, how can I help you?
Hi, I gave my son a vitamin today, but I cut the vitamin in half before I gave it to him. How do I know which of the vitamins he got?
Ma'am, he gets half of all the vitamins.
Really? Oh, that's fantastic. Thank you.
You're welcome. Worked as a paramedic in a level 1 ED. Female patient comes in coding. We take the handover from EMS and start removing the patient's pants. As the edge of her pubic hair, we see a tattoo of Jiminy Cricket pushing a lawnmower into her bush. All professional standards were lost while we continued to code the patient. Now that is a creative tattoo. Why Jiminy Cricket, first of all? I once had to help a resident pull 27 baby carrots out of a 32-year-old female's vagina. Why 27? Why did she stop at 27? Did she run out? Or did she only stick 10 up there and 17 more grew? I have heard the vagina is a very fertile environment. Tastes like iron. Welcome to the ER. How can I help you?
I swallowed an ice cube yesterday.
Okay. Did it scratch your throat?
No, but I'm scared. It hasn't come out yet.
What do you mean it hasn't come out yet?
I haven't pooped it out yet.
You're not supposed to.
But it's been over 24 hours. Shouldn't I have pooped it out by now?
No. On Christmas Eve, a schizophrenic patient tried to dismantle the inpatient psych ward's toilet so Santa could come through and give presents. Well, isn't that just very smart? Schizophrenia is usually associated with a person who is out of touch with reality. Delusions, hallucinations, sometimes very hard to control. But in this case, very smart. The psych ward does not have chimneys. How is Santa supposed to get through without a hole to climb through? This man's smart. I'm a vet tech, and I caused a divorce when a husband dropped off a dog that ate a pair of lacy thongs that did not belong to his wife. Ruh-roh! Someone's in trouble. The wife came to pick up the dog, and I showed her the thong. She said, "Those are not mine. Can you keep my dog here for a little bit while I contact a lawyer?" and walked out of the ER. Imagine the husband trying to play this off. "Honey, it's not what it looks like, okay? The thong is mine." He would have to wear thongs for the rest of the marriage. Now that is rough. One Thanksgiving, patient's ear got bitten off by his cousin because they were fighting over $5. Sometimes you just can't wait for the turkey, can you? Also, $5? Was it really worth it? Ear was brought in a bag of frozen veggies. Better than most people. Guess we won't be having any vegetables for Thanksgiving this year. Also, hi Steven, we used to work together at the Stanford ER. I guess this was apparently submitted by my coworkers. Real healthcare workers who come to my comedy shows. Which, you should come too. Retrieving foreign body lava lamp from rectum. Seriously? Lava lamps? Are lava lamps still cool? Or is this story from the 60s? Also, aren't they made of glass? And they get warm when you turn them on. Oh.
Oh my.
Could have been worse. Could have been a street lamp. I've seen a lot of things up people's butts, and a lava lamp is definitely a veteran move. This is no rookie asshole, okay? This butthole is experienced. It has seen some shit. I was helping an 80-year-old woman at mealtime in the dining room one Thanksgiving. She took a bite of her pork chop and yelled, "I've had that tastes better than this." In her defense, back in her day, that's what they call chicken. She then threw it at me, like MLB, whipped it at me, it bounced off my chest and landed back on her plate, and she started sobbing. Homegirl was inconsolable. What? I'd be crying too if a piece of food reminded me of a dick I once sucked. Oh, poor grandma. She's just reminiscing. Who knows what she was talking about? I once had a patient that wanted to keep her pain pump so badly that she locked herself in the bathroom and wrapped herself onto her IV pole. Wow. If you don't know what a pain pump is, it's essentially a pump that we hook up to an IV pole. All you have to do is press a button and the pain medication goes directly into your IV and into your body. It's usually given to patients who are in severe pain who need it every few hours. The good thing is the pump only allows you to press the button every few hours or only when you're allowed to have it again. So you can't just keep pressing it. But yeah, she really wanted to keep her pain pump. Patients are addicted to pain medication. Mother called because she was breastfeeding her baby and it bit off her nipple and swallowed it. Oh, Jesus.
That's what she said.
I felt that. She wasn't concerned at all about her breast bleeding from the missing nipple. I mean, that's good on you, Mom, but seriously, nipples don't just grow back. I guess that's why we have two nipples, in case you lose one to a hungry baby who clearly was sick of their all-liquid diet. It's so sad, now one of her boobs is just pointless.
Ma'am, the ER is not going to give your child a urine test just because you think she's using drugs. Why not? Because that's not what the emergency room is for, and your child isn't even here. But I brought you her urine for you to test. We cannot run a urine test on a piece of paper in a Ziploc bag that your child has pissed on. Then how do you do it? We don't!
Mississippi sidecar. Legit true story. Patient was admitted to med-surg for perforated stoma. Patient told the GI surgeon, "Times are hard, you have to do what you have to do." As her nurse, I responded, "Sister, times aren't that hard." A stoma is when they cut a hole in your stomach and they take a piece of your abdomen so that poop and piss and digestive stuff can come out of there. Sometimes because if your digestive system is all fucked up, they'll poke a hole and stuff will come out. A Mississippi sidecar is when someone uses that hole to have sex with. So this patient has a hole in her abdomen and was using it for sex. I know, it's gross. Welcome to the ER. How can I help you?
This is my daughter and she has a fever of 325 degrees.
Ma'am, that's not possible.
Yes, it is. I checked.
How did you check?
I touched my oven and then I touched my daughter. They were the same temperature.
Was the oven on?
Yes.
Was it set to 325 degrees?
I believe so.
Your daughter's gonna be fine.
Where are you going?
To get your discharge papers! Welcome to the ER. How can I help you?
My son has a fever of 325 degrees.
How did you check his temperature?
I touched my oven and then I touched my son. They felt the same temperature.
I see. Let's just check it again here to be safe. Was your oven set to 325 degrees?
Yes.
I would suggest getting an actual thermometer to check his temperature next time. They are way more accurate. Look at that. No fever.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah, it's a miracle.
Hi. Aren't you lucky to be alive?
I had a laboring patient once that legit thought her babe was going to be born through her belly button. We'd been checking her cervix all day, and at one point she asked when we'd know when her belly button would be ready to have the baby. Excuse me? This poor woman has no idea that the truth is so much worse. And besides, everybody knows the belly button is for peeing. Also, where was the man putting his dick? If she thought it was coming out of her belly button, that must have been where it went in. Ooh. To be fair, that belly button is pretty useless, so who knows, maybe that's what she thought. Was working in triage when a man presented a brown bag on the triage desk and told me, "You can keep these. I won't be needing them anymore." When I opened the bag, it was his testicles. Excuse me. He had come to the ER because after removing his own testicles, he had sewn himself up with dental floss and thought he might have an infection. Oh my god. He had recently been denied gender reassignment surgery. And that, my friends, is what the ER calls a Tuesday. I feel kind of bad for this person. They wanted gender reassignment surgery so bad they did it themselves. I mean, the balls on this guy. I guess not anymore. Beekeeper comes into the ER. Using a straw and honey, he put 5 alive bees in his nest. 3 were still alive, and this wasn't his first time doing this. Yes. Bees! Nature's vibrator. When asked if it hurts, he said, it stings a little. You could tell he was probably an beekeeper. Okay, but seriously, guys, maybe he was confused. Someone said, no beads, and he thought, no bees. We don't know. Let's give him some credit.
It's only logical.
Oh, he knew. We had an ER tech literally shit himself while doing CPR. It smelled horrible and we were all gagging. He was yelling, "Look out, code brown, bitches," every time someone had to walk behind him. Patient survived, but the tech's dignity did not. It sounds like the tech's dignity did just fine. It doesn't sound like he was embarrassed at all. If this is what it takes to save a patient's life in the ER, the smell has probably woke the patient up. Honestly. I've sweated a lot during CPR because it is a very physical activity, so make sure to stretch your triceps before you start doing CPR and wear a diaper. A homeless patient residing in our medical unit for the last 7 months had the audacity to question my education and experience when providing wound care to his toes after he'd ripped off his toenails while under the influence of heroin. Oh no. Kids, don't do drugs! Oh, that is painful. We gotta start using heroin in the hospital. He probably didn't feel a thing. He spent 7 months in the hospital. He's probably got more experience than most of the nurses there. Everybody's quitting. You'll be lucky to have a nurse that stays past 6 months. Okay? Healthcare sucks! On the other hand, if you're homeless and you want 7 months of shelter and warm meals, rip off all your toenails. When I was on call for the newborn resuscitation team, also known as the Code Blue team, I believe, we got paged to a delivery. Main entrance, white car. When we arrived, a very pregnant woman was arched over the console in the passenger seat with a look that said she was about to have that baby. Had to wait for OB to arrive, and the baby was delivered right there in the car in front of the hospital with lots of onlookers trying to figure out what all the commotion was about. We nicknamed her Car Baby. Can you imagine this baby's first words? Shotgun! And also, to be fair, this baby is in way better shape than Toilet Baby. Toilet! Toilet! As a vet tech, we regularly do icky procedures like expressing anal glands. Basically stick your finger up the dog's ass and squeeze. Well, I've been waiting all my life for someone to express my anal glands. Be sure to stay away from the barrel of the gun, keep your mouth closed, and have a pair of spare scrubs handy because you'll otherwise be stinky for the rest of the day. No different than a human hospital then. I have been on once or twice in my life. Proud to say it too. Badge of honor.
Guess I can cross this one off my bucket list.
Ma'am, you do not need a prescription for ibuprofen. You could buy it over the counter. I have bought it over the counter, and it's not the same. Yours is stronger. It is exactly the same. You said you gave me 600 milligrams for my pain. Yes. I only have 200 milligram tablets at home. Then you take 3 of them. But you only gave me 1 because the ER has 600 milligram tablets of ibuprofen. If you only have 200 milligram tablets, then you take 3 of them. It is the same thing. Can you just give me the ones you have? No! I was checking in on my coworker / work bestie. Aw, work bestie. Caught her just as she was giving meds to her very confused patient. She gave him his cup and told him to drink some apple juice. He did and made a face after and said, "Ew, that's bitter." Huh? She looked at him puzzled, removed the lid, and looked at me and mouthed, "Oh my god, it's pee. Oh my god!" I was absolutely dying laughing in the hallway. How did you confuse a urine cup for a juice cup? They don't even look the same. A juice cup has a lid that you peel off. A urine cup has a lid that you twist off. PSA to all the new nurses out there. If your apple juice has a twist off lid, it's probably urine. Best we can hope for is that it's at least his own urine he was drinking. I was taking care of a patient going through withdrawals.
He thought I was the cocaine whore from across the street. Cocaine whore from across the street. I have been called many things in my lifetime wearing scrubs. Cocaine whore was never one of them. I went to give him IV Ativan, and he thought I was stealing his wallet. He started yelling, "Help! Police! Help! Police!"
Help me! Help me!
My NCP came running to see what was going on. She had a yellow star badge holder that indicated she was a new employee. The patient said, "Oh my god, I can't believe it. Are you really a cop?" Do cops still wear yellow star? I don't know. That's what happens, kids. That's what happens when you do too much cocaine.
Ambulance is here. What you got? 27-year-old male found unconscious in his home. His female partner called it in. Said they were shrimping right before he passed out. What is shrimping? That is when a man ejaculates into a woman's rectum, then inserts a straw to suck out the semen and blow it back into her mouth. Really? According to the female partner, yes. Why did he pass out? Well, because when he inserted the straw, she farted. Huh. Is he awake now? Yep, vitals are stable, female partner's on the way. Good luck. 518, all clear. Move out!
I was admitting a patient from the ER with an N-STEMI heart attack. He only wanted a cheeseburger and was mad I wouldn't let him eat. He told me emphatically, but my specialist said it's okay to have a cheeseburger and Mountain Dew sometimes, and that's what I want. I finally said, "Sir, some days that may be fine, but not while you're actively having a heart attack." Dumbfounded, he asked, "Who's having a heart attack?" To which I responded, "You are, right now. That's why we're not letting you eat. We're trying to save your heart, and that's why you're attached to all these IVs." How does he not know he's having a heart attack? There was a long pause. "So if I unhook these and go to the cafeteria to get a cheeseburger, can you just admit me after that?" "No! Cardiology is coming to see you right now. Do not go to the cafeteria." Guess what happened? People are so crazy. Why do we try to keep these people alive? He was like, "Just one more bite." We're student nurses in the ER, and a guy cut his wrist and he wouldn't stop bleeding, and they had it wrapped up. We went in with the doctor to assess it, and he unwrapped the guy's wrist and blood squirted out, and my friend said, "Uh-oh, we're in the splash zone." It was just dead quiet in there afterwards, man. You gotta read the room. Okay? It's not that it's not okay to say things like that, because you can joke in the ER. This is something I would say, but you really gotta make sure everybody's cool with it too, you know? Not the worst thing he could have said. It's not like he said, "Sir, your bleeding is causing a mess. You need to stop that immediately." That is not okay to say to the patient or your girlfriend, ever. Also, what doctor is nice enough to let student nurses follow them around? Where is the nurse who is in charge of these student nurses?
Oh, I think a woman should be able to kill one man a month. What's that? He has like a disease or something where you can't talk. He had a stutter. When I was born, some of the doctors said I had the rib cage of a large cat, and some of the doctors said I had the heart of a lesbian.
Patient came into the ER needing a foreign body object removed from his rectum. He said he was showering and fell onto his shampoo bottle. Classic! You cannot believe how often this happens. Makes me wonder, did they shove a shampoo bottle up their ass knowing that that could be an excuse? Or were they in the shower, got horny, and said, "Why not?" If someone in the comment section has dealt with this before, please let us know. Would love to find out. Imagine where he put the loofah. We can't stop you from doing this. We have learned that. The only thing we can do is hope that you learn from your mistakes and buy a proper dildo with a flared base. Renaissance Festival was in town, so naturally, a patient came in with a sword in his ass. I want everyone to know that is anything but natural. I've never been to a Renaissance fair, but I can imagine that was the only thing being penetrated that day.
It's not that bad.
They say whoever pulls out the sword becomes king of all the land. Lancelot, would you like to sword fight? I'll go first. Bend over. Why do I have this? I don't know. Keep all my comments in, editor. You're gonna get the real, raw, natural Stephen Ho. Raw, like this sword up his ass. As a pharmacist, I had a patient come in who did not speak English as a first language. They struggled to ask for hemorrhoid cream and ended up asking for asshole cream. Asshole cream. Yes. Well, we all know somebody who could use some asshole cream, don't we? A hemorrhoid is a little piece of meat that pops out of your rectum and sits right outside your butthole. It is a swollen vein, and you can get these from being constipated and pushing too hard while you poop. I actually get these sometimes when I'm traveling. It's very hard to maintain a good diet when you're on the road and traveling. I can never get enough fiber, and one of these little suckers will just pop out. And they can be painful, which is why there's hemorrhoid cream to help the pain. But I have never heard anybody call it asshole cream, but it makes sense. We should start calling it that. I had a patient come in with MI symptoms. MI meaning myocardial infarction, aka a heart attack. Left arm pain, tingling, that's one symptom, chest pain and tightness, and panicking, all heart attack symptoms. We did a full chest pain workup for her, and her family called and came by to say goodbye to her because they thought she was dying. Wow, way to pull the trigger a little too early, family, huh? Sounds like maybe they wanted her to leave. Turns out her workup was clear, and her CT showed she had a bunch of stool backing her up, and she had overeaten at Thanksgiving. Ah, okay, there you go. She was constipated. Do you know how much stool you need to have backed up in your system for it to show up on a CT scan? A lot. Good job, lady. Good news is she definitely has something to be thankful for. Pepto-Bismol. Come and get it. Cockroaches in both ears. No idea they were there. Patient just had decreased. Patient just had decreased hearing on right, checked both for completeness, needed an adult ear, adult. Med student was excited for the learning opportunity. Okay, first of all, whoever wrote this, your grammar is terrible. Cockroaches on both ears. I've never seen it, but I'm not surprised. That's usually what happens. If someone's having hard of hearing in one ear, we'll check the other. Okay, just to be safe. Normally, you don't find cockroaches in either ear, but in this case, he had two. Where did he fall asleep? At a Waffle House? What does need an adult ear adult even mean? One of my patients was admitted to the ICU for DKA, diabetic ketoacidosis. That is when you do not produce enough insulin and you have too much blood sugar. His blood sugar on the ER admission was around 1,000. That is very high. Normal range is around 100. Right? Is that around 100? 60 to 140. Ah, still got it, baby. He was transferred to my unit after the DKA protocol was done. During my assessment, the patient just stood the whole time and refused to sit. When asked why, the patient asked me back, will my blood sugar go down if I stand up like this? What? I wasn't sure what he meant, so I asked him to rephrase. He said, if I stand up, all the sugar in blood will rush down to my feet, and when you check my sugar, it's gonna be at least normal to low. I was speechless. He was 25, thought he should know better than this. Technically he should, but honestly, I have stopped giving patients the benefit of the doubt. A guy came into ER high on meth with his bit off from a dog because he tried to f a dog and it turned on him and bit it off. Kansas City! I mean, I gotta tell you, man, I don't know what's happening in that city, but y'all gotta figure it out. You need to find each other. You guys just need to all find each other. Are dating apps not available in Kansas City? Why are we f***ing dogs? You're lucky the dog turned around and bit you. If you stuck your penis in a dog, who knows what type of diseases you could have gotten. It's unfortunate that it came off, but maybe that's what you deserve, so you'd stop harassing the dogs. You sick f***. What happens when you take meth, kids? You take meth, you try to f*** a dog, boom, your penis is gone. I don't make the rules. I wonder what type of dog it was. It's gotta be a big dog, right? Small dogs can't do that much damage. You just whack it off. Where my big dog's at? Oh, penis! I was a first responder being called to a mass overdose call near the beginning of the opioid crisis. I thought we would be responding to a triage nightmare, but it turns out it was a bachelor party of a dozen guys who split a large cannabis gummy and none of them can cope with their high. How big was this gummy bear? Was this everyone's first time getting high? Each patient had different symptoms from anxiety, confusion, nausea, passing out, etc. Again, how strong was this gummy? And where can I get one? Due to the number of patients involved, we had 2 fire trucks, 3 ambulances, and 2 police cars, when what you really needed was a taco truck. They didn't need Narcan, they needed nachos. Needless to say, after a quick assessment of each person, everyone declined transport. Ah, yes. Nothing will sober you up faster than hearing the lights and sirens of a police car. Glad these guys are okay. I went on a call, and when arriving on scene, we came into this man's house. He was bent over the couch with salad tongs trying to pull a Mrs. Dash salt shaker out of his rectum. When asking him how this happened, he said he slipped on shampoo in the bathroom and fell on the salt shaker. Ah, yes. Guys, come on. He was just seasoning the salad before it gets tossed.
Gross, what does that even mean?
Do you know how far you have to slip to get from the bathroom to the kitchen? But they don't think about that. This is always the excuse in the ER. When something is stuck up someone's rectum, they always start it in the bathroom, because that is the only way they can explain why they were running around butt naked in their house. Which honestly, you don't have to explain. I am naked in this apartment all the time. Only when people aren't here. I'm not wearing pants right now. As a provider, NP in the emergency department, that is a nurse practitioner, in the emergency department doing a pelvic exam, but because the lady was on the larger side, missed the vagina twice, and she said, wrong hole again. Come on, we've all been there, fellas. If you don't work in healthcare, you don't know. Okay? It's very hard to see what's going on down there. It's usually not that hard to find the vagina. It's usually harder to find the urethra, but let's give him the benefit of the doubt. If you don't know, women have 3 holes. Men have 2. We each have a urethra, which the pee comes out of, and a hole in the bum, where the poop comes out of. A woman also has an extra hole called the vagina. Vagina typically is the easier one to find.
Ma'am, we have already gone over this. You have to remove all of your piercings before going to MRI.
I don't understand why.
Because the MRI is a magnet. It will rip the piercing off your body.
Then you do it, because I'm not doing it.
No one here is gonna help remove your clit piercing for you. So either you do it yourself or the MRI will do it for you.
Ugh, fine.
Thank you.
I had a patient I had to do bilateral lower extremity x-rays on. X-rays on both the legs. Patient refused to come to the department, so I had to do it portably. Went into the room and the patient had their legs up in the air, covered with wet washcloths. My other tech had to leave the room because of the smell. I had an N95 and Vicks on my mask. I had to pull the doctor in to help me. Weak-ass tech. We had to remove the washcloths and found huge pockets of maggots. Oh god. Why is it always maggots? Patient was so upset that we disturbed his pets. He had names for every single maggot. At the end of the x-rays, we had to give him fresh washcloths because we made his pets mad. I went back to my x-ray room and dry heaved for 25 minutes. This is disgusting. But also, kinda cute. You know, everybody gets lonely. You make friends wherever you can. Some people have imaginary friends, like psych patients. This person, he grew them. So I was asked at a party about what the grossest thing I ever saw was. I told them about a patient that was rotting from the inside out, and when we cut his clothes off, the maggots in his genitals hatched and flies erupted from his balls. Oh my god, that's so gross. It's always maggots. Always maggots. If you work in healthcare and someone asks you what the grossest thing you've ever seen was and you've ever encountered maggots, the answer is always maggots. They hatched from this guy's genitals. How long were they in there for? Ew. Everyone looked at me like I was horrible, and this one doe-eyed lady asked, well, did he live? What? I laughed and said, hell no. Ha ha. It was then I realized my job had killed my soul. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why healthcare workers have a very dark sense of humor. We see flies exploding from a man's genitals. I mean, come on. Usually it's the men who get their penis stuck in the fly, not the other way around.
Hi, sir. What brought you into the ER today? Animal bite? What animal? A squirrel? Where did it bite you? My penis? How did that happen? Well, I was outside, and I saw a squirrel tail in the snow, and when I pulled it out, it bit me. Is there anything else going on or that you want to tell me? No. That's it. Have a seat in the waiting room. We'll call you in soon. Okay. Should I pull my pants back up? Yes.
Tips from the ER. If you plan on getting frisky this holiday and stuffing your own stocking, make sure it has a flared face. This does not have a flared face. It is festive, looks fun, ribbed for your pleasure, but does not belong in your chimney. This looks fun. It's flared, but it doesn't have a flared base. Obviously, not a flared base. This candle holder, yes, flared base, and the right size. If you're feeling a little adventurous, here's a longer one. Also, flared base. You see how it can't get sucked into the hole? And for those at the top of the naughty list, we have this. Make sure to get a flared base, motherfuckers. Happy holidays. Since COVID, lazy patients want telephone appointments. One day I got a call. This female wanted a full physical with a PAP. I said no problem and gave her a date and time. She then says, well, can I just have the appointment on the phone? On the phone? Sure, put your vagina on the phone. We'll ask it what's wrong. I had to hold my breath so I wouldn't say something back and get fired. I would have been fired. After about 30 seconds, I said, no, hun, we can't do a PAP over the phone. Well, we can try, but you're gonna need a mirror, a very large set of pliers, and perhaps a long Q-tip. Also, ladies, if I can hear what's wrong with your vagina over the phone, you're gonna need a lot more than a doctor. May I suggest an exorcist?
Emotional, damn it!
So we got your x-rays back, and you weren't kidding. You have 2 full-sized Fuji apples deep inside your rectum. Yup. Can you just explain to me how this ended up happening again? Well, I wanted to put something up there, naturally. And I had just gone to the farmer's market, and an apple seemed like a good challenge. So I lubed it up and jammed it in there. I see. But right when it went in, I knew it wasn't coming out. So I came here to get help right away. Okay, but why the second apple? Well, if I was coming into the ER anyway, may as well see how many I can get up there, you know? Ah. Of course. The answer's 2. The third gave no give whatsoever. That's good to know. Hey, I'm gonna need you to prep the operating room immediately. Yeah. Tips from the ER. Christmas. It's the one time of the year where we might find an empty ER waiting room. Any minor cuts and aches that you would normally come into the ER for can definitely wait until after Christmas. Nobody wants to spend their Christmas at the hospital, which means the days right after Christmas will be a complete and utter disaster. The waiting room will be full of sick and angry patients who waited until right after Christmas to see their doctor. But your doctors aren't working that week, are they? It's Christmas. Their offices are closed. You know what's never closed? The emergency room, which is where everyone is going to be, including the poor healthcare workers who have to work on that holiday. Add on to all of that the start of flu season, and you can bet the only gift healthcare workers will be receiving this year is another fun, tightly wrapped mental breakdown. Happy holidays, motherfuckers. Real patient stories submitted by healthcare workers at my comedy shows in Edmonton, Canada. Got called for a chief complaint of ghosts in my butt. Okay. Arrived on scene and found a male who was naked, bleeding, and obviously self-medicating his out-of-control schizophrenia with pint. Shittiest meth you can buy, of course. Just another reason not to do meth, kids. It shrinks your dick, rots your teeth, and ghosts in your butt. Needless to say, my partner gave him a shush push of Versed, and docs had to fix his completely prolapsed rectum. Oh, it damn near killed him. That's not good. But shush push, also known as the Cosby. I feel like if I were a ghost, the last place I'd like to spend eternity is in a guy's hole. But I don't think they get to choose, so.
Joke's on you, I'm into that shit.
Help! My husband needs help! What's going on, ma'am? His penis is very swollen. I had an allergic reaction. Ugh! It feels like it's gonna fall off. I'm gonna have you take your pants off. How did this happen? It's all my fault. I read online that you could use coconut oil for vaginal dryness, but he has a nut allergy. Gotcha. Okay. No worries. We'll get you back there and get that taken care of right now. Your husband is doing much better, ma'am. He's almost ready to go home. Oh, thank you. I would avoid any more coconut oil in the bedroom. Yes, of course. I would suggest trying other vaginal moisturizers like KY jelly. Jelly? Yes, KY jelly. If I don't have KY jelly, can I use grape jelly? No, nothing from the kitchen. Oh, okay. A woman was having sex for the first time after having a hysterectomy. A hysterectomy is when you surgically remove a person's uterus, either because something is wrong or because they elect to. The person will no longer have any periods or be able to have babies. People do it all the time for many number of reasons. Her man ruptured the inside of her vaginal vault and her intestines came out. Ugh. Something few of us had seen. That woman has the most prompt dressing care while waiting for the surgeon to come in. We all couldn't believe it.
and she was just sitting there talking to us with her intestines between her legs. Jesus Christ. That is pretty impressive for her and the man. I mean, if that was me, I'd be telling all my friends, oh, you fucked the shit out of her? Well, I fucked the intestines out of her. Also, vaginal vault? Who calls it that? What are we hiding in there?
Alright, what do we got? 35-year-old female, chief complaint of abdominal pain, says she thinks she's pooping, but she can't get it out. Took 4 of us to get her here. Why? She's 650 pounds. Oh, get it out of me! It hurts! Ah! Who called it in? Her boyfriend. He's on his way. Help! Please, I can't shit! Are your guys still here? Can they come help lift her legs so I can see what's going on? Fellas, get in here. We gotta spread a woman's legs. Laura, I'm here, baby! That would be the boyfriend. Great, he can come help too. Everyone, grab a leg. I see something. What is that? Is that a baby? She's having a baby? We're having a baby? I'm having a baby? How did you manage to do that? Love. Help! All this time we thought it was shit, but it's a baby. If only every shit could be a baby. Oh, kiss me, Bert. I love you, Laura. Will somebody please call labor and delivery? I was in triage when a 350-pound man came to see the physician. I asked him, what brings you in? And he said, oh, I can't tell you. I need a doctor. I told him I need to know your complaint so that you can go to the right space. He says, well, my girlfriend told me it was a good idea to put my balls in bleach and then wear latex pants on top. Excuse me.
Why are you the way that you are?
It started hurting, so I soaked in the tub, but it won't stop hurting, so I'm here. God damn it. People. After the doc saw him, the doc said, I don't even know how you make it through life this far. He then told the nurses to dress his balls and send him out. Okay, dress as in tape and gauze, not an actual dress on the man's balls. Something tells me this guy's girlfriend definitely doesn't exist. The good news is, his balls are now clean enough to eat off of. Bon appetit! I work in the NICU. We had a patient that was a rainbow baby for mom. A rainbow baby is a baby that's born after a parent has a pregnancy loss. Rainbow baby for something beautiful after a dark time. The baby eventually got to the point of breastfeeding. During this, I propped the baby on mom's left side. After 15 minutes, I suggested switching to the right side. 5 minutes later, I came back to check on her baby, and she was back on the original left side. I asked mom why she switched back to the left side. She said, well, dad tried to pull milk out of the right side and couldn't get any. Dad was trying to suck on the titty of mommy at the hospital-y? What the f***? Later, dad was bottle feeding the baby. There was about 5 to 10 milliliters of milk left over. The dad offered the remaining milk to mom as a drink. Mom proceeded to say, no, I don't want it. I'm not weird like you. Yeah, and now you have a child with this weirdo, ma'am. Is this a thing that happens? I want to be supportive because they did lose a baby, and I don't know if this is just his way of coping, but what the f***? Am I being too judgmental? This has never happened to me, so you know what? Let's just try to be nice about it and let him figure it out. I want to say this is why the first baby dipped out. We had a patient check into the ED with complaints of trouble urinating. A 75-year-old man put a golf ball on the end of his uncircumcised penis and pulled the flap of skin over it and got it stuck, all because he was sick of urine dribbling. I am afraid to say that I can completely relate to this 75-year-old man. I'm only 35. I can't imagine what it's going to be like in 40 years. Oh god. And I do have a foreskin, so me and him are right there. Is that why it's called foreskin? Oh! I didn't know that. Furthermore, he then decided to drill a hole in the golf ball when he realized he couldn't pee with it stuck at the end of his penis. Yeah, no He came to us 3 days later. 3 days! Wow, 3 days. He was fine for 3 days. It probably smelled terrible. There was probably an infection. It was probably all crustied up and gross, but he was able to pee. That's all that matters. Did the dribbling stop? Probably not. You can't dribble with a golf ball. The doctor who had him was a jokester. He ended up in room 4, and the doctor teed up his putter for urology to take him to the OR to remove the golf ball. Pathology reported it was a Wilson. This is for you guys. What do you call this patient when he gets a boner? Tiger Woods.
Okay, Mr. Brown, you're gonna get discharged.
Oh, well, who's gonna do it?
I am.
You're gonna suck me off?
What? No. What are you talking about?
If no one's gonna suck me off, how can I be discharged?
No, sir, I meant you're going home.
Oh, well, I'd still like to be discharged first.
No, sir, no one is going to... Damn it!
I don't mind if it's you!
As a paramedic, I responded to a hotel for a male who was suspected to be deceased. Once we arrived on scene, we determined he was dead and requested the police remove the body. While we waited for the police, we found the male in question to be in possession of thousands of dollars worth of adult toys and paraphernalia. Thousands of dollars worth of adult toys and paraphernalia? How did you know how much everything was worth? Was there a receipt? Are you a frequent visitor of places that sell these things, Mr. Paramedic? I'll never tell. He also had a plug-in and was wearing fishnet stockings and edible underwear. Again, how did you know? Who on scene determined it was edible underwear? Did one of the medics lick it to confirm? Also, how do you decide who licks it? Ha! You lick it.
No, I don't think I will.
We were required to wait with the body for 2 hours until the police came. Arrived. He meant arrived. I'm guessing there must have been drugs in the room too, but those didn't make the report, did they? Guess we know what the medics were doing for those 2 hours. I'm scratching myself. Titties. My nipples are up here, okay?
Prove it.
Welcome to the ER, sir. How can I help you? I had sexual relations with a woman I do not intend to pursue a long-term relationship with. Okay. Were you using protection? No. Was there an accident? Yes. How long ago did this happen? Last night at 7 p.m. on the couch. I just need an approximate time. Doggy style. We have this medication called Plan B. Since this incident happened within 72 hours. Oh yes, I got that for her already. Yesterday, right after we finished. Okay, great. We want to know if there's anything we could do right now to know if she's pregnant. Unfortunately not. She'll have to wait about 3 weeks to see if she gets her period. If she doesn't, then she can do a pregnancy test. There's no other option? You could do a blood test for faster results, but even then, you're gonna have to wait a couple weeks. Oh jeez. We're just really anxious because she really doesn't want to be pregnant. I understand. Is there anything she could take to prevent the pregnancy? Any multivitamins, minerals, food? She's already taken it, which is the Plan B. There are other options, but those are all prescriptions. There's really no other over-the-counter products she could take. Okay, what about me? What about you? Is there anything I can take to prevent the pregnancy? Any multivitamins, minerals? No, sir. There is nothing you can take right now to prevent the pregnancy. Are you sure? Have you checked? Yes, I've checked. Hi, sir. What brought you into the ER today? The bugs are back. The bugs? They're all over my legs, and they're sores, too. How long has this been going on for? A few weeks. I came in about 2 weeks ago for the same reason, too. Oh. But I put canned gravy on my legs because the bugs like it. You did what? Why? My brother brings me canned goods. I thought by putting gravy on my legs, it would help my leg wounds, but I realized the bugs like it too. Okay. Let's take a look. Here you go. Oh, God! Oh! What is it? Sir, you need to stop putting gravy on your legs. These are maggots. They're literally eating your legs. I know. What do you mean you know? Like I said, I was here about 2 weeks ago for the same reason. They didn't tell you to stop putting gravy on your legs? They may have mentioned it. I just thought it'd be a good idea. No! No more gravy on your legs! Alright, I'll stop. How was I supposed to know? Dorothy, are you sure you don't have anything metal below your waist? No! I don't think so. Well, we got your x-rays back, and there's definitely something metal in your pelvic area. Are you sure you didn't have any surgeries or maybe put something up there? No! You know what it is. Is that a dollar bill safety pin to your underwear? It's in case I need to call a cab. I see. Well, hold on to that, and we're gonna do the x-rays again, okay? Can you hold it for me? I don't want to lose it. Of course. Let me get some gloves. Yes, Mr. Mickelin. How can I help you? I gotta go. I'm dead. Mr. Mickelin, we've already gone over this. You're not dead and you can't leave yet. I am dead. There's no use for me here. It's almost time for your medication and I have to get your blood sugar. How are you gonna get my blood sugar? I'm gonna prick your finger for a drop of blood and then put it into my machine. You can't get my blood. I'm dead. Dead people don't bleed. If I can prove that you're not dead, will you please stop pushing the call light and go to sleep? How are you gonna do that? You said dead people don't bleed, right? Of course not. Dead people can't bleed.
Give me your finger.
Ow!
Aha! What do you call that?
Well, I'll be damned. I was wrong.
I told you. Now please go to bed.
Dead people do bleed after all. Excuse me, my girlfriend has an emergency and she needs to be looked at right away.
What's going on, sir? Okay, he's being dramatic. It's not really an emergency.
Oh, it's an emergency.
Okay, just tell me a little bit more about what happened. Oh my god, what's that smell?
That's why we're here.
I read online that yogurt is supposed to be good for maintaining proper normal flora in your gut and your vagina. Oh yes, I've heard the same thing. It's great for maintaining good bacteria within your body and can even help keep a healthy pH balance. See, I told you yogurt's good for you.
Yeah, when you eat it.
I'm sorry, what's going on?
She wasn't eating it.
If you weren't eating it, then what were you doing with it? I thought it was supposed to go in my vagina. You know, where the flora is. Oh. How long have you been putting yogurt in your vagina? Several days. Oh my god, is that what I've been smelling? Yeah. Oh dear. And when did you realize this was a problem? Earlier today, when my boyfriend and I were having sex. Oh, what happened during... I didn't even notice there was a problem. We were only about 30 seconds in when my boyfriend put my pants on and said we had to go to the doctor right away.
You think it smells bad? Just imagine the taste.
Oh my god!
When I was a new RN, I once went to this shady hotel downtown to see a patient for her spider bite wounds in her groin. Ooh. She was asleep and naked when I went to her hotel room. She opens up her legs and I get down to cleaning and dressing her wounds. I notice some white crusties on her unshaven vajayjay. What? Why? I can already tell this is gonna be bad. After I was finished, I saw something moving around next to her under the bed sheets. I realized the white crusties were dried up. No! Ow!
I'm gonna end up killing myself.
Worst of all, my watch had smeared up against her pubic infected hairs. I was so disgusted, I threw the damn thing in the hotel foyer garbage can. Just the watch? I would have thrown that whole arm away. Imagine the janitor walking around the next day with a brand new watch. Oh. It was a little dirty, but I licked it off. How did the RN not notice the whole other person in bed with her? Like, screw the watch, get some glasses. Also, what app do you use to order medical services to shady hotel rooms? DoorDouche? My favorite story to date happened right before Christmas a few years ago. It was 2 a.m. and we had to give intranasal ketamine to a 6-year-old prior to treating him. Intranasal ketamine is a medication we spray up patients' noses to knock them out. Well, they don't really knock out, they get really high. It's great for kids who have broken bones, if we ever have to put the bones back together, or if we ever have to put stitches in a kid's face. Keeps them real still. Great for 6-year-olds.
Is it possible to learn this power?
I had told him we needed to get him feeling better before Santa came. Aw, Santa. Meanwhile, we get a patch that EMS is on their way with an ETOH intoxicated patient that was depressed. Now I've got a small human tripping balls on ketamine, and who walks in with the paramedics but drunk f***ing Santa, who is currently sobbing. Of course he is. After I composed myself, I told the student I had at the time to make sure the kid didn't see him, which apparently she interpreted as put this man directly in this child's line of sight. Hilarity ensued and I've never forgotten it. Now that's a trip to see Santa. I feel dead inside.
Aren't we all?
Can you imagine their conversation?
Mommy, why is Santa crying?
Because of what you did to make us come to the ER, you naughty child.
This has got to be the worst way to find out Santa isn't real.
You're not real, man.
Excuse me!
Yes, ma'am. How can I help you?
I need to be looked at right away. Something is seriously wrong.
Just tell me what's going on.
This morning while I was going to the bathroom, a freaking fly flew out my butthole, okay?
You think a fly flew out from your butthole?
Yes!
A live fly?
Yes!
Ma'am, I don't think it's possible for a fly to survive in your body and then fly out. Are you implying that I'm making this up? I'm just saying that it's probably more likely the fly was already in the toilet when you sat down to go to the bathroom. Unbelievable! What? That's exactly what my doctor said when I called him this morning. Well, it's probably because that's what happened. A woman knows her body, and I am 100% certain that that fly flew out my butthole, okay? Ma'am, please. And I would appreciate it if you could run some tests or do some blood work to see why the hell it's happening. There is no test to check for flies in your butthole. You could take a stool sample, can't you? We are not taking a stool sample. Well then, what are you going to do? Nothing. That's it, I'm leaving. I'm going to another ER and I'm gonna have them examine me. Please let us know what you find. Do not make fun of me! If they check my butthole and they find flies up there, I'm gonna sue you and this entire hospital! Whoa, what was that about? Oh, nothing. She was threatening to sue the hospital if another ER found flies in her butthole. Oh. Okay. Do you want to go to break?
Tips from the ER. Enemas. Enemas are not common for young people. Let's just get that very clear, okay? If you are in your 20s, in your 30s, it's very uncommon that you're gonna be coming to an ER and we're gonna be giving you an enema. In the ER, I assist with a lot of enemas for older people. People who don't really have control of their bowels and their muscles anymore, or something's going on that, you know, is now fucking with their stomach. Just to be clear, if you are a young, fairly healthy individual, we're not gonna stick anything up your ass. Unless you ask us to. Now, just like the medications, you can do an enema at home. Ta-da! You can buy these over the counter. You don't have to come to the ER to give yourself an enema. You could do it by yourself. This is what it looks like. There's a solution in here, there's a tube in here. You can guess which goes where. You stick it in, you squeeze the bottle, keep that liquid in you for as long as possible, and then when you're finally ready, get your ass to the toilet and let it rip. This is here to protect the tube so it stays sterile. We're gonna pop that off. Let's see how quickly this squirts up. Oh, that's some good pressure. It tastes like a flat 7-Up.
Stop it. Get some help.
These are $1 a piece. I got 4 for $4, and that's not even on sale. That's just how much they cost. Come to the ER, it won't be $4. But remember, always read the directions on how to use it.
Excuse me? I'm having chest pain.
Right this way, ma'am. We're gonna do an EKG.
Please hurry.
What is this bandage on your chest?
I had a biopsy to check for breast cancer a few days ago.
The scar looks fine to me. Let me grab the doctor. I'll be right back. Hey, Doc.
What's up, Ben?
I got a lady with chest pain in room 2. She had a breast biopsy a few days ago. The scar looks fine. Her heart rate's a little high, but the EKG looks normal.
All right, I'll be right there. Hi, ma'am. My name's Dr. Wang. I understand you're having some chest pain. Ben filled me in. Everything looks pretty normal right now. I'm gonna check your scar. We're gonna get some blood work and a urine sample from you, okay? Okay. Have you been using any drugs? Drugs? What do you mean drugs? Meth, cocaine, nicotine, Adderall, vapes? No! I have been sober for 7 years! I would never! I just have to ask, ma'am. I didn't mean to offend you. Why don't you learn to do your job instead of assuming all patients are on drugs, asshole? Ma'am, it's just a standard question in the ER. There's no need for name calling. Fucking asshole! I'll be back.
What the hell was that?
I don't know. She just blew up on me.
She wasn't like that in triage.
Huh.
What do you want to do?
Get a tox screen on that urine sample.
You think she's lying?
Only one way to find out.
Ma'am, your lab results came back. They found meth in your urine.
What?
Do you have any idea how it got there?
I relapsed last night. Fuck!
I see.
After 7 years! I feel so stupid! This breast cancer has got me so stressed out!
Look, staying sober isn't easy. But we're gonna get you help, okay? For everything.
I'm sorry.
You don't have to be sorry. People relapse. Many people do. I promise you're not alone.
Okay.
I'm gonna bring the doctor back in and we're gonna figure this out. You're gonna be okay.
Hi! I need some help!
Hello, ma'am. How can I help you?
It's my eyes. There's really bad spots all over my vision, and it's really painful.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how bad would you say the pain is?
Like an 8. I'm pretty amazed I drove here, to be honest.
We're gonna get you in and get your eyes examined right now. Hi, ma'am. I'm back. So it looks like you have fairly severe black ringed burns on your retinas. Oh my goodness! Have you been doing anything unusual with your eyes or putting anything in them that may have caused this?
Well, I do stare at the sun for about 10 minutes every day.
What? Why?
Oh, I know that must sound weird out of context.
What context would make it normal to stare at the sun?
Well, I have natural healing abilities, so I have to stare at the sun for 10 to 15 minutes a day, minimum, to charge my healing gift.
Excuse me?
Let me explain. The eyes are the main access points to the soul, so staring at the sun allows me to absorb the energy I need to realign my chakra.
Okay, stop doing that immediately.
Well, no, my chakra needs it, but I see why you may be confused, because you've been brainwashed by the brick-and-mortar medical industry. You see, for a healer...
You're going blind!
Well, what do you suggest I do then?
I suggest you stop staring at the sun and go directly to an optometrist to see if you have done permanent damage to your retinas.
I think I'm gonna need a second opinion. I'd like to call my friend Alan to be sure.
Is Alan a doctor?
Yes!
Okay, fine. Call him.
A witch doctor.
Oh my god!
Hi! I'm back!
Welcome back, ma'am. Ma'am? Ma'am, I'm over here.
Oh, sorry.
Did your vision get any better?
No, worse actually. And I did everything you, the optometrist, and my doctor friend told me to do.
I see. Okay, tell me exactly what you did.
Well, you said to stop staring at the sun, so I did that.
Great.
My optometrist prescribed me eye drops, and even though they totally weren't natural, and normally I would never, I applied those twice a day like he said.
Okay, fantastic.
And my witch doctor Alan told me to go into tanning booths with my eyes open, so I started doing that.
Okay, great. What?
Well, you said to stop staring at the sun, but I still needed to charge my healing gift. So Alan and I talked it over, and we decided that tanning booths were like the best of both worlds.
Why would that be the best of both worlds?
Because it isn't the sun, but it still has all the elements of the sun.
Yes, but the elements of the sun are what's making you blind.
Agree to disagree.
Patient is a self-appointed natural health influencer who came into the ER after experiencing partial blindness as a result of staring at both the sun and the inside of tanning booths. When advised to stop, the patient questioned my medical background and attempted to sell me her 10-week online health and healing medical crash course to becoming a, quote, healer, end quote. Education provided. Site consult requested. Will continue to monitor.
Welcome to the ER. How can I help you?
I have these red lumps on my arms. They really hurt.
When did those start appearing?
A few days ago, I think. What are they?
That is an abscess caused by infection, and you have a few of them.
An infection? Am I gonna be okay?
Depends. What have you been injecting into your arms?
How did you...
Have you been using drugs to get high?
No! I'm not getting high!
Okay, then what are you injecting into your arms? Because it's clearly something, and you should probably stop. You're only 16.
Can I just see a doctor, please?
Yes. Just a few more questions and I'll bring you back, okay? Austin, I put a patient in room 2. 16-year-old girl with multiple abscesses on her arms.
Multiple abscesses? From what?
Drug abuse. Duh, that's what I'm thinking, but she's denying drug abuse. Of course, they always do.
Were you able to get a urine sample?
Already sent to the lab. Her one other complaint, she's more tired than usual. Oh, 1000% drug abuse.
I guess we'll know soon. I'll go say hi. Hi, Charlotte. My name's Austin. I'm gonna be your nurse today. What's gonna happen to me? Well, these lumps on your arms are filled with pus from an infection. The doctor will come cut them open and drain them for you. You're gonna cut me open? Yes, but we'll numb you first. It won't be painful. Oh no! Can you tell me how you got them? That's okay. I'm gonna go get some supplies. I'll be back. Hey, Doc. Lidocaine ready for you in room 2.
I'll be right there.
Did her labs come back?
Yep, she's clean. No drugs.
Really?
Yep, whatever she's injecting into her arms, it's not showing up in her urine.
Huh.
Can you also get me an IND kit and just be ready to wrap her up and get her out of here?
Sure thing. The doctor will be in soon.
Okay.
Look, we know it's not drugs, but it's really important we know how this happened to you so we can help you prevent it from happening again. You don't want to come back to the ER for this. Trust me. I just hate how I look. What do you mean? Everyone makes fun of me for being so pale, and I'm tired of going to tanning salons. So you're getting high because people are making fun of your skin? No, I already told you I'm not getting high. Then what are you doing? I went to the vitamin store and bought some over-the-counter melanin. I injected it into both my arms. Charlotte, there's no such thing as over-the-counter melanin. You're either born with it or you're not. Yes, there is. I still have the bottle. Look. Charlotte, this is melatonin. It's generic melanin. No, they're different. This is a medication to help your circadian rhythm and sleep, not skin pigmentation. That's probably why you've been so sleepy. Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Okay, who's ready to drain some pus? What just happened in here?
Oh my god. We have a trauma coming. Motorcycle accident. ETA 6 minutes.
Finally, a real emergency. I'll take it. Whoa, how come you get to take it? Because I called it.
That's not how that works. We're a little short-staffed today, Rich. Will you make sure the waiting room patients are okay?
The waiting room? Next motorcycle accident is mine. Stupid waiting room. Ryan Clark, are you here? Nurse, my daughter needs help. Whoa, just try to relax and tell me what's going on.
My water broke. She's going into labor.
Oh no. Okay, just wait. Let me call upstairs.
I think the baby's coming. Mom, is Gary here? He's coming in now. I see him. It's her husband. Fantastic.
Austin!
What is it?
She's going into labor. Where's the doctor?
He's still in the trauma. Are you calling labor and delivery?
Of course I'm calling labor and delivery. No one's picking up.
Okay, wait here. I'll be back.
No, don't leave me. I'm here, honey.
Gary, where is the doctor? My daughter is about to give birth.
No one is giving birth and he's gonna be here any second now. What if the doctor doesn't get here in time? Are you trained to deliver babies? Yes. In case of extreme emergencies, I am highly trained to deliver a baby. But she's fine. Just keep breathing, ma'am.
Have you ever been part of an orgasmic birth?
A what?
She's always wanted an orgasmic birth. It's supposed to help prevent any subconscious resentment towards your child.
Oh, well, whatever you guys want to do, I guess.
Okay, honey. The nurse said he's fine with it. You could start now.
Oh, honey, you want me to start right now?
Yes, hurry.
What is happening? Honey, I don't think I can.
What? But this is what we planned on!
Will somebody please pick up? Yeah, but your mom's here, and to be honest, it looks pretty crazy down there. I don't think I even know where your clit is anymore.
You barely knew before, and that never stopped you!
Oh my god, the baby's crowning. I see a head. Somebody get me some towels!
Gary, hurry!
What if I accidentally poke the baby's eye as it comes out or something?
But this is to help our relationship with our child!
Well, do you think everyone can leave the room first?
They can't leave, Gary!
Well, then I can't do it. I'm sorry.
Nurse?
What?
Are you able to help me?
Oh, no. I mean, the hospital would never let me, and even if they did, I wouldn't. Oh my god. Okay, baby's coming. Go slow, deep breaths.
Honey, please!
I can't! I told you I can't!
Here it comes! If my baby girl wants an orgasmic birth, she's gonna get an orgasmic birth!
I can't look. Watch his head! Hey guys, hope I didn't miss anything.
24-year-old female went into labor during triage in ER waiting room. Upon further assessment, patient's baby was found crowning and patient requested assistance in achieving an orgasmic birth from both husband and myself. After both refused, the patient's mother stepped in and manually helped her daughter achieve her goal in just under 30 seconds, right as the baby arrived. Patient's husband then commented on how quickly the climax occurred, to which the patient's mother replied, quote, "Mommy knows best," end quote. Social worker consult requested. Therapy recommended for husband, and law enforcement intervention has also been recommended to observe the entire family. Patient and baby successfully transported to labor and delivery.
Did all of that really happen? Why didn't you just call labor and delivery first? Ah, okay, stop! No, stop! Rich, stop! Rich, stop! Austin, help! Austin! Austin, help!